So Cyborg really doesn't have any rules for more vehicles and stuff and how to do them. So if we turn to uh, the part in the book, it's got this combat vehicles, just a couple things here, and then in the kind of equipment area, you can buy like a car or something. So if you want more vehicles, you can check out this product right here. It's called Too Fast to Live, Too Young to Die. It was a successful Kickstarter, and it's written and illustrated by Astralich. I will have a link where you can pre-order the PDF. I do not know if the print is going to be available on the website that it's going to link to, but this is for if you want more vehicles in your Cyborg game with rules for them, for crashes and for chases and hazards and racing and all sorts of stuff like that. So life is like a wheel. Sooner or later you die. It's got some weird fonts in it, of course. Speedometer goes up to 666. Everybody knows that's the number of the beast. And it's not 667, the neighbor across the street, which is a bad joke. And I apologize for it. But I had to do it. So let's take a look. There's a D100 name generator. Okay, that's cool. Table of contents here. Injuries. So these are pretty cool. If you get injured while on your vehicle, you got scared and soiled yourself, the damage is emotional. This is a D66 list. Your skin melts to the steering wheel, leaving a permanent handprint. Cigarette lighter pops off and falls on your crotch. So some fun stuff there if you get hurt on your vehicle. And then we get, like I said, table of contents here. Here's a little bit about the culture in Size City, about choppers and vehicles and racing and chasing and all sorts of stuff like that. And then it starts off, of course, we've got to go this way. It talks a little bit about distinguishing between races and chases. It does not. And you need to determine how many turns ahead a single driver must be to be considered too far to be caught. DM should consider this amount. Well, DMs is kind of weird, but should consider this amount of turns carefully, as it is how it has the greatest impact of shaping the chase scene. The lower the number, the quicker the chase will be concluded, while a higher number will prolong the experience. So, we're back to this again. On your marks. So this, you're going to roll initiative, and whoever, it says this is very important as it will dictate who will be rolling and resolving the hazard table results first, but also because combat actions may be taken during the chase. And so then we go back this way, and it tells a little bit about getting wrecked. So it says that you're going to roll on a hazard table. It's a D8. You may have to make a handling check, which is going to fall under agility. That's what the handling DR is going to be. Successes allows you to continue the chase, but should you fail, roll on the crash table. Of course, you don't want to roll on that. So you roll a D6 on the crash table, resolve the damage taken to the vehicle and possibly the passengers. Armor does not apply to damage from the crash table, and when your morale is rolled for a vehicle when at 1/3 hit points. So you're going to roll for morale at 1/3 hit points. Failure means it stops working. Your car doesn't have to be totally destroyed to be totaled. Uh, Crashing on a result of 4 to 7 sets you back 1 turn, thus slowing you down. You can always opt out of handling tests by coming to a complete stop, agility DR 8. If that fails, roll on the crash table. And then here's the hazards table. So that's, yeah, that was, I had to kind of look at that. So it's a D8. So 1 to 3 is no hazard. You're a lucky punk. 8 is clear roads. Move 1 turn ahead. So that's going to speed you up. But then you could have a red light or a closed sector or the road runs out, which there may be a 50% chance of a bridge you can jump. If you take it, you roll a -3 on the crash table that's coming up with a DR 18. So that's going to be difficult. Just a little bit of art here. I don't really know what that word is there. But maybe it's just my stupid head. Crashes. So it's a D6. So you've got totally bratch. You'd roll D4 times. So your vehicle rolls over. Each passenger takes D6 damage per roll. Your vehicle, and maybe you, is dead. You could crash. You could burn out. You have to check your tires, test morale. Failure is +4 DR for handling tests. You could be smashed. Hope you didn't need that. Your vehicle suffers -1 morale, but it still runs. Or it's just a scratch. Vehicle suffers D2 damage, but still keeps going. Here's some rules here about making attacks out of the vehicle, and such as attacking a moving target at high speeds, +2 DR. Weak points, weapons that do damage to vehicles already and how they work with it. Rules for ramming. Some great modifications you can do to your vehicle. You can install them yourself or pay for someone to do it for you at double the price. Failure means the part is broken. And they've got some cool stuff here. The pink lets you know what benefits these mods do. Magnetic brake pads, Craven Sky AI that gives you -2 DR, and hazard tests can be very helpful. Occult window tint prevents the driver from being targeted. You've got a bunch of different ballistic mounted weapons here, and then a bunch of smaller things that do some cool stuff, reducing crash damage with the super shocks. You can have a spike grill. Your armor is considered D10 when you ram. There could be an old gen tape deck, which plays cassettes, a HUD windshield, -1 to all hazard rolls. Very cool. You can have an infected driver's seat. It's infested with a random infestation. Ballistic windshields, weak point coverage chassis, covers one weak point. Some stuff is a little bit vague here and there. Like a lot of stuff with cyborg or any of these Borg type stuff, you're gonna have to really look at it. So getaway driver, this is a new class here. So they're a grease monkey. So they got some good knowledge. Pedal to the metal, they got some good agility, but they sit for a living. So they roll 3d6 -1 for toughness and strength. And someone is after you to collect. You start with a random vehicle and with one of the following. And you can get your last getaway. What was it? And one of the following here could be, you see, modding becomes very easy for you. You've got a rubber sole, gives you some more armor. You can go into Rage. It says you can pretty much force someone to do what you want them to do with the morale test. And then this Satan AI here, it's infected your vehicle, but it does some pretty cool stuff. It adds +2 to presence and knowledge checks involving logic and intellect. Should it fancy? So it's kind of pretty cool. Then you get the high-speed vigilante. You were a stunt biker, so you start off with a bike, and bikes are a little bit easier to handle than cars. It says you were a stunt biker, but you died, and no one cared. The system discarded you, but something brought you back, and now you're mad and won't be satisfied until the whole damn thing burns down. Protect the exploited, hang the exploiters. So your last, I guess that says, I don't know, something victim. It could be 2 cops, they deserved it. Local politician passing discriminatory body modification laws. You modified his jaw. And then some cool stuff here. These fist kills. You've done away with firearms. Instead, you prefer a more direct approach. Your unarmed hits do +2 damage, +4 if made at high speed from your bike. So just some cool stuff to help you beat the shit out of people. And then you've got a selection of vehicles. Some pretty cool stuff here. You've got it. Now, one thing that's really neat about the vehicles in this is that they all have kind of their own ability. Gives them all their own unique taste and feel to them. So that's really, really cool. You got the mother load here. It's got a battering ram that it rolls 2d8 when ramming enemy vehicles. You've got the DeLorean. You might recognize this. When this thing hits 77 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious shit. So when the DeLorean successfully makes 7 handling tests in a row, its driver and occupants may travel anywhere in time. Fans of Akira will recognize this bike. Again, it's just neat to have some unique bikes. I like it gives kind of the actual stats for the vehicles down there. Whole selection of bikes. The Pod, Merc Riddance, the Buzzsaw. So, they got special down here. This bike makes jumps particularly well, +2 to applicable rolls. This thing here, you may choose to test morale in place of a hazard test, but loses a morale each time it does so. More bikes. Lawbreaker. I guess I'm going to say PTOO. I don't know. That's the thing. Just call it the Lawbreaker. It disables law enforcement and SecOps outbound messages, preventing reinforcements. You've got the Dragonfly. You've got this 3-wheeler. You've got a bunch of more heavier vehicles here. Mother Base, Deathstalker. You've got the Nautilus. You've got a skateboard, the Black Key, Codebreaker. Again, signal jamming, Defrag, Sonata, Deckham. You may choose to use the skateboard as a shield. Blocking causes the board to lose HP or a D6 weapon. You've got, of course, cars here. Maximum Black, Pursuit Special. This one's supercharged. This one's got weapons that normally deal additional damage versus vehicle. Vehicles instead do their regular damage against the Pursuit Special. So just some cool things like that you can get. And it shows you how much they cost. There's the Rhino. It's the Rhino flees instead of breaking down. It's a monstrosity found in the depths of Go and fused with the nearest mod of mechanical locomotion. Pretty cool. The Juggernaut. And then you've got some more bad guy enemies here. And some of them are pretty good with a vehicle or repairing a vehicle. They've got a specialty. Maybe they win initiative rolls. They pass as red lights on a D8. They can sweet talks the vehicle to +1 morale, and this one can hotwire vehicles. So you get the Mad Unit, the Baby, and the Max Junker. Then you've got the Fail Engine Netrubel, which it says 2 and 2 headed, must fail a morale check twice before it stops working. So that's pretty cool. And then you've got a small adventure, which incorporates the new chasing stuff, vehicles, as well as dungeon exploring, if you want to call it dungeon exploring. As you are going, it's not very big, but I like the map here. Don't want to spoil too much of it, but you are going to be able to get off your vehicle and explore around. There's some clown goons. There's a whole bunch of stuff. You can hack into a system, of course, and stuff like that. And you'll also have some chases and stuff to happen at the end. There's a post game outrun, and then the final encounter, and then that's it. So Too Fast to Live, Too Young to Die is, I think, if you want to expand really on something that wasn't really there, this is a really good pickup for your cyborg game if you want to introduce vehicles, chases, and some really cool, unique vehicles into your game. So thanks for watching.